Okay, I want to personally welcome you to this seminar. Sorry for the delay. Today is a work day, and a whole lot of people don't close very early, but we'll start wherever we are met by the latecomers. Then we'll take it up from there. Okay, this is MMM seminar, and it's a wonderful opportunity that has been brought to us by a Russian to make more money, to be liberated from change. Praise God. All right, don't blame me. I love my God. All right. Okay, so I say that you are in the best place at the right time and the best time. Okay? If you've been having financial issues, you have come to your place of answer. All right? MMM is real. I'm sure you've heard so many things. For those of you that have heard about MMM, so many negative things about MMM. Your questions concerning MMM will be answered today, or rather tonight. All right? And then if you have more questions, please feel free to ask. I'm going to be inviting one of our speaker. He's a co-guider like me. I am a very proud participant of MMM. I have benefited in several ways. I can say that after this night, for anyone that has not registered, you will take off, you will kick off with us, and you will have a lot to say, a lot of positive things to say about MMM. People say, I'm joining the moving train. I'm telling you that this is the flying plane. Wow. Join us. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. S.A. Imado. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I know you are tired, but your response will help us help you. I plan to make this a very short seminar. That means I intend in the next 30 to 45 minutes we can round up so that you can all go back. Some of you came here from work and you are tired. So very quickly we'll start. What is MMM? MMM simply means Mavrodi Mundial Movement. Alright? Now the slides will show you a lot, but I'll try not to look at the slide. But if I'm to look at the slide, we'll only be on time. There are about 41 pages on that slide. So we'll just try to go through them as much as we can. MMM is a global community. Alright? Now when I say global community, like we all know, Facebook, for example, is a global community. Because when you're on Facebook, you get to relate with people who are in far away, China and other countries. MMM has certain similarities with that kind of community. But MMM is a financial community. MMM is an online financial community. And as participants or people who are in MMM community, who are we exactly? Like I already said, it's a community and it is simply based on the principle of the power of giving. Alright? Your ability to release money. Okay? Your ability to release money, your ability to let go of your spare cash. Allow your money to do something for someone else. Okay? And you too can have someone else send you when you need to do something. That's exactly the rationale behind MMM. MMM exists in over 118 countries, and presently MMM has over 250 million participants. Now, because for example we have MMM Nigeria, you may not know, but it has a global reach. MMM is in over 18 countries, and MMM has some countries where it's been for 5 years. I think Russia, Philippines, and some of them. And MMM was founded by a Russian. His name is Mr. Sergei Mavrodi, and he is a mathematician and a programmer. And he founded MMM in 1989. So you can know how far MMM has lived in 1989, but over time, MMM was repackaged and reorganized. Now, what are the goals? The goal is to create a fair financial system where money will no longer be an issue and to eradicate the world's unjust system, financial system. Now, simply put, MMM wants to correct, there's a belief that in the world, not a belief, even the Bible says that the rich subject to the poor. I give you an incident like I gave the last time. Let's say a truck pusher. He works, of course, you know how tedious the job of a truck pusher would be. He works from sun up to sundown, and he makes, let's say, an average of 50,000 a month. And he's aspiring to, maybe at the end of the year, to move into a bigger house. And this man labors, he makes his 50,000 every month, and he has an account with XYZ Bank. This thing is being recorded. Maybe not mention a bank. Maybe one of you work there, get me arrested. He works with a bank, and at the end of the day, that bank keeps his money. And you need a loan from the bank. The bank gives you this truck pusher's money. Let's even assume that the truck pusher puts his money in a current account where he is charged for keeping his money there. And you who borrow the money, the bank charges you as high as 15%, 20% interest rates. Alright? But that guy is not making anything for giving his money to the bank. But you are paying the bank. The bankers are getting richer for holding your money and using it to make more money. But you who put your money there, you don't get anything. The banks don't share their profit with you. And that's where they get the monies they use in building high towers and what have you, paying salaries and giving bonuses to their staff. But you as the person who pays that money, you don't make anything. Are we on the same page? Yes. Okay. Now that is not a fair financial system, and that is one of the major goals that MMM is trying, or MMM is using, correcting the wrong financial system we have found ourselves in the world. Now that doesn't mean MMM is against the banks, no. In fact, when you register on MMM, MMM asks for your bank details because that is where the money goes into. Alright? But the main aim is to use that money instead of, for example, fixing it. What's the interest rate for fixed deposit now? I think 6.5. That is if your money is as high as in the millions and you have good negotiating power. And that is for a year. So imagine keeping 10 million for a year. They're going to give you 60,000 naira or 65 for a year. That's not fair. Alright, so how does MMM work? I've already said that MMM is a community of people providing help to each other. Now this is a very simple, this slide explains it all. This is the circle, or basically the two ways. Once you get on MMM, you provide help. That means you register and you provide help. The moment you come up, you register and you provide help. That is, provide help is used when you are donating money. And it's the starting point, it gives birth to the reward. That is GH, getting help. That is the next phase. Alright? Now get some things. MMM is not an investment. MMM is not a business. MMM is not a high yielding investment, whatever. It's giving help and getting help. And when you do this, it takes you to the next stage. When that is used when you want donation, getting help. It's rewarding. That means you now, you have given help to somebody and you are demanding help. Okay? You gave help of 10,000, which you pledged to do, and you are demanding help of, let's say, 10,000 plus the reward of 30%, which your 10,000 accrues. That is, you get 13,000 naira help. That's what you are. Because sometimes people ask you, so if I pledge to give help of 10,000, does that qualify me to demand for help of 1 million? No. you only receive according to the proportion with which you give. Alright, and Mavro, you see a lot about Mavro on MMM. Mavro is simply the currency. That is, it's a virtual currency. It's used simply and only online. There is no currency called Mavro. Alright? If a Mavro is equivalent to 1 naira, it's the same thing all over the world. 1 Mavro, $1 US in the US. 1 Mavro, €1 in Europe. So it's just a name. So that in Nigeria you don't say my naira is growing. In the UK you say my pound sterling is growing. Mavro is the term, so that we don't get. Now, what's the nature of Mavro? Every help you provide on MMM, confirmed or unconfirmed, is frozen for 14 days. That means for today, the 15th of September, I pledged to provide help of 10,000 naira. It is frozen for 14 days. Alright? By that, frozen here, you can see that it means you cannot collect the money. Alright? You can't get it. Now, don't worry, there'll be time for questions. Just try and pay attention. I'll answer all your questions. You can't get that money back. That is supposing an order comes in 2 weeks, that's 14 days, and you actually now provided the help to someone. You can't get it back until after 2 weeks. And the bonus will not be confirmed until you get an order to actually provide the help you pledged to give. And there's no interest rate, like I had said earlier. There's no interest rate on MMM. It's a reward that you get. You have agreed to come into this community where we help each other, and you have helped this person. Alright? And now, you, after 30 days, for example, or even after the 2 weeks, you can get help if your Mavro is confirmed and you have paid. You can now demand for help. Am I communicating? Yes. Okay. So, Mavro is simply an index, and they say 30%. Where does 30% come from? The 30% comes from the community. MMM as a body, or as I don't want to use the word organization. MMM does not keep money. MMM does not pay you anything. Okay? It is what I bring and what you bring that we exchange. Taking away, for example, middle financial institutions like the bank. Alright? It's just a community now. We have all come in and we help each other. I provide my 10 naira or my 10,000 naira and I give it to her because she needs it. Because she too, what qualifies her to need my 10,000 naira is because she has also helped somebody with an amount within that range. And when I demand for mine, I also meet you. Now, some things, basic, I've been in MMM for like 3 months, 4 months now, and I have always been pledging. Alright, I pledge, I get help, I pledge. That's how the community rolls. It runs based on cash flow. Similar to what we know as crowdfunding. And the MMM 30% earning cycle is just this way. You provide help. When you provide help, you're practicing giving, and it allows you to get a donation. And once you get a donation, it also brings you back again. Alright? Let's say this explanation is simple. Let's say you have spare 100,000 naira that you want to use over time on MMM. You pledge the 100,000. Alright? Once you pledge the 100,000, you provide the 100,000. Once you pledge it, you can see PHQ. Once you pledge, you are on a queue. Okay? You are on a queue. And then you actually now you are demanded to donate. That is, you are practicing giving. And you give the money to somebody. By so doing, you come over to the Get Help queue because you have given somebody. So you are now qualified to come to the Get Help queue. Now once you are here, you also demand and you get a donation. And once you get a donation, you are earning the reward for giving. And once you earn the reward, you can take out your profit, which in this case of 100,000, your profit or reward there is 30,000. You can take it out and decide to help again with the same 100,000. Your 100,000 is now your spare money which you are putting in, and you can decide to pull out the profits. If you choose to put in your profit plus the Okay, but this is just the circle. It goes, and here we have a scenario that is painted out for us. We could use insurance or we could use the bank. But here it says if we could all claim our life insurance on the same day, or let's even something more real. Nigerians are not used to insurance. Something more real. The banks. If everybody were to go to the bank to demand for our monies, the banks would close. I give you an example. Skybank had an issue 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and there were rumors that they were folding up because CBN changed the management of the bank, and people started running because they've had that experience before with other banks that just close up and their monies went away. Nobody gave them back their money. So there was panic, and everybody started running to the bank. When they suspected the panic, like in Lagos, they closed 2 of their busiest branches. Now, the reason they did that was so that they don't run out of cash. Because if people were to run there and collect their money, they wouldn't have any money. Because when you bring the money, it's not like they used to tell us when we were small that they have a big place where they keep the money for you. In fact, when you pay 100,000, they will use one big sellotape and write your name. And when you come again, they will go there and look for it. Where is SA, hey, this is money. It doesn't work like that. When you bring your money, they use it. So the money they pay you is the money I paid you. They don't keep yours. So if, for example, the banks, everybody were to go and collect their money, it will crash. Do you understand? That's it. They also use it. It's a crowdfunding approach where I put in my money. The money I balanced or deposited in the bank today, you can see if you observe, if you are familiar with the banking sector, you will know that the person that receives packs the money and hands over to the guy that pays. They circle it that way. They don't, it's only when they are running out of cash, then maybe the withdrawals are more than the deposit, that they go into their vault to bring money. The money they use for their ATMs, they get it from the money you deposit. They could change it with CBN for means, but that's the way it works. Is the cash flow. They are just circling a cash flow. That's how it works. Now, what are the benefits of MMM? We provide help and receive help of 30%, with 30% increase per month for all your donations. And there's a registration bonus each time you register. Okay, your first registration, let me not say each time you register. On your first registration, you get a bonus. It's called a registration bonus. As you can see, there are different bonuses. Now, this, what we have here is actually outdated because the dollar rate has changed. It changes. But there's a registration bonus you get for donation from, right now, I think it's 17 or 20,000 naira. From 17, 20,000 naira to 160, you get a bonus of $20. When you give a donation from 160 to 1 million, you get a registration bonus of $50. And when you give donations of 1 million and above, you get registration bonus of $100. Now, there's a referral, there's another bonus, the referral bonus. Now, this referral bonus is 10% of provided help. If, for example, I am your referral, that means I introduced MMM to you directly, and I got you registered under me. Okay, let me use the word under, because it's not, I got you registered, I referred you to it. I get 10% of your first help, the first help that you provided. I get 10%, meaning if I bring you in and you pledged 100,000 naira, I get 10% of that. And it doesn't affect your own 30% or your registration bonus. And then again, there are bonuses like manager's bonus. This manager bonus or guider bonus. Now, for participants, what that simply means for a participant, which most of us are, you only get referral bonus. You don't go beyond referral bonus. That means your immediate referrals. When those your referrals bring people, you don't earn any bonus. But when you are a guider or a manager, because you have responsibility to cater for this much people, because if as a guider I go beyond helping James as my referral, I go as far as helping his downline, as in the person he brings in, and the person that one brings in, and the person that one brings in. Okay? I take their complaints to support or to CRO as the case may be, which as a referral you can write support, but as a guider, plenty people. You have a responsibility to lead these people, you have a responsibility to solve their challenges as much as you can. And there's a structure for that. And as a guider, the guider earns 5% bonus. That is, if for example, as a guider, I refer James. Normally, are you getting the difference? Normally, as a participant, a member, you get 10%. I will get 10% from James and nothing more. But as a guider, if James brings somebody and James gets 10%, I get 5%. That's from the first level. From the second level, that other person that he brought that I got 5% from, if that person brings somebody, I get 3%. Down to the next, after your 8th generation, down that way. Now, MMM functions by setting rules. Rule number 1 is that you should not have multiple accounts. Don't be greedy. One account is okay. Okay? Because sometimes people want to do multiplicity of accounts. One account is okay. Don't do more than one. Rule number 2, don't share your bank details with other members. Now you can see the penalty for breaking any of these rules. All accounts will be permanently blocked and you will be banned. Then rule number 2 is that you should not share your email or bank details with other members. If, for example, you have registered your email and your bank details there, it cannot be used again. But if you created another email and you use the same bank account, you will be figured out by the system, and you will be blocked from getting help until you prove that you are the owner of separate accounts. That means if I am here, I use the same email, the same bank account, and you're using my own bank account, then they're expecting me to prove that it's my account, and they're expecting you to prove that it's your account. Otherwise, you'll be blocked. Rule number 3 is do not delay in paying your order. That means if you are matched to pay, you are given 48 hours, yes. Don't delay. If you exceed 48 hours, you'll be blocked. Some of us have had that experience. That means if you are matched to pay someone else, you are given a time frame of 48 hours. Then if it's a Friday, from a certain time on Friday, you are given 92 hours till Monday or Tuesday, because they acknowledge weekends, banks don't function. So if you fail to pay, you are blocked from the system. And another person, if you are matched to pay me, you don't pay, you will be blocked, another person will be given to me to pay. Then rule number 4 is that you should not edit your bank details or change password less than 15 days before getting help. Because I experienced that. My first withdrawal, I changed my password because the person who registered me, I just told him, I said, okay, register me. And he did, and sent me my password and everything. That means he had access. So when I discovered MMM was something I would love to do, the first thing I had to do was to block that guy from entering my account. So I changed my password. And the moment I did that, I demanded for money the next day, and I was told I couldn't get. So I was wondering, are these people fraud or anything? I felt bad. But I wrote support, and they explained to me, which is this rule, that the fact I touched my account, I changed my password, they wanted to be sure that I was the one that did it. Because if I was not the one that changed my password, I would notify them that I didn't change my password. So they would know that that account has been hacked and they won't pay the person. So that's, I realized and I knew that, okay, this was actually for my own good. So you're advised not to touch anything if you know you are withdrawing 15 days because there's a moratorium period for things like that. If you do, you can't demand or withdraw money. Rule number 5 is that you are not expected to refuse. You know, there's a button where they say I refuse to make payments. Once you refuse to make payments, the only reason I know so far that is justified for clicking that button is when you know, let's say you were matched to pay somebody and that person's account details were wrong or was wrong. That is when you can tell them that you refuse to make payment. But any other reason, you will be blocked. Don't make deposits and fail to attach proof of payment. Once you have deposited money into the person's account, you are expected to, if it's mobile banking you use or your system, internet banking, you are expected to do a screenshot and upload it to the system. Okay? You are expected to do a screenshot and upload it to the system as proof of payment. That is to show that you really paid. That's what the person sees and clicks on confirmation. Now, I add a tip to it for you. I told those of you who were here on Saturday, if you don't get an alert, it's not enough to see proof of payment. I don't confirm except I get an alert. So once, if you are the one receiving, please ensure you get an alert before you confirm. And if you are the one paying, upload. If the person doesn't confirm and he says he has not received an alert, that's why he has not confirmed, understand. And if it exceeds a certain period of time, please complain to your bank that you transferred so and so money and you didn't get to him or her at the time you did. And rule number 7 is that you should not fail to confirm your payment. That means if you were paid also, you should confirm. There are 2 ways now. If you pay, ensure you upload. If you were paid, make sure you confirm. Rule number 8 is that you should not allow your family members to provide help more than you. If that analogy is like this, my name is S.A. Imagbe, and I register Nonso Imagbe, Chika Imagbe, Steve Imagbe, Lillian Imagbe, all under me. None of those people should pledge more than me. Now that is to check fraud. Like the first rule that says do not have multiplicity of accounts. This is like a way to checkmate it. Because if you brought in all these people, why are they pledging more than you? For example, you should have, for you to bring them in, you should have had some bonuses now. Alright? And if you are setting it's not you creating, because it assumes that people could want to be dubious that way. Because I mean, if you want to use someone else's account, you'll be more comfortable using your sibling's account than using a friend's account. You'll be more comfortable using your younger brother's account than using a friend who does not stay in the same house with you, who when money enters his account can just travel and run away with your money. So if you are saying these guys are on websites, okay. When you visited the website, at least you saw letter of happiness, you saw testimonies of people who say, I am so and so, an MMM participant on so and so date. It's real, it's not fabricated. This is how it's generated. So when you receive help, you are mandated to write your letter of happiness. And to encourage you, MMM even gives you bonuses for going a step further. That means if you want to do a video of happiness, you are given a bonus. You get as high as 5% of the total money you got, or 3%. 5% if you do the video with your face shown. But if you do the video without your face and you don't record the screen, you get 3%. So letter of happiness is mandatory. It's compulsory. If you don't do it, after you're given 3 days after you get help to write a letter of happiness, if you don't do that, you will be blocked. Now, rule number 10 is enrolling more people just for the sake of bonus without educating or caring about them. That is, people just register people sometimes. Sometimes some guiders want to become 10. People have 10,000 people under them. Some have 100,000. Some have 1,000 and thereabouts. So MMM is saying don't just register people because of the bonus. Register them because you can care for them. Because once you have downlines, automatically you are responsible. You are responsible for these people. Okay? You are responsible. If there is a challenge anybody has, they run to you. Whether you're a participant or you're a guider, it's more for the guider. So don't just register people. If, for example, you register people who, as a guider, if certain downlines misbehave and it's reported, they find who the guider is and they punish that person, because it's expected that you should have passed down the message, the ideology of MMM to that person. Alright? Then for the risk. Now this is one of the many reasons why I voluntarily joined MMM. I've seen a lot of multi-level marketing. MMM is doing multi-level marketing, mind you. I've seen a lot of them, and MMM is the only one that I know that tell you there is risk involved. Others tell you, buy this product, you will make 100%, but they don't tell you the risk. They don't tell you their seasonalities for their products. They don't even tell you how to sell their products. But MMM is telling you these are the risks involved. Now, what are the risks? Now, because MMM is a community, do you understand? MMM is bringing us together to help us to do financial transactions amongst ourselves. But MMM is not here physically. So the risk here is that you are dealing with somebody you cannot even see. So, like somebody was asking that what's the guarantee. You can't give a guarantee for that because MMM does not know you as an individual. They don't know what your plans are. You didn't sign any undertaking with them that if you do this, you will be arrested. Like we do when we are opening bank accounts. They tell you, bring 2 guarantors. You didn't do any of that with MMM. So how can they even deal with you other than blocking your account if you do something wrong? So that is what basically we talk about when we say there are risks. So since it's a mutual aid process, it may be beneficial to you, it may not be beneficial, simply because of the people involved. But so far, from my few months on MMM, I am yet to see anybody that was treated unjustly by the system. I am yet to see. As of today, we are over 850,000 people on that platform in Nigeria. It grows by the day. Over 800,000 people, and I am yet, because there's a place I see complaints, I am yet to see anybody who was treated unfairly by MMM. Okay, so the risk is basically, that's why sometimes when we go for some MMM meetings, they tell you the sustainability of the project is in the hands of the participants. Because if we are all sincere with each other, there won't be a problem. I give you an example. Some weeks back, someone, thank God he was careful enough. The guy kept calling him, pestering him. I have paid now, confirm. I have paid, confirm. And the guy, he didn't get an alert. But somehow he said that he had planned to go check the ATM because he had complained to the banks before, his bank before, that he doesn't get alert when payments come. So he thought to go check the ATM. And But before he did that, he was thinking that, okay, maybe he should just confirm this guy. It happens most times. And they said, let him check the evidence that this guy put up. And he clicked on it. Lo and behold, it was a picture. The guy wrote on a piece of paper, I don't pay, I beg confirm. Typical Nigerian. And this is not the evidence they asked him to upload. Your evidence is transaction. For example, you can do a screenshot of transaction successful, transferred so and so from so and so to so. Now that's what they expect you to put up. And this guy went ahead and put that up. And he went to the ATM, there was no money. You know, so he reported and that guy was blocked and all that. But now that is what I'm trying to explain. That is an example of the risk involved in MMM. But MMM is saying that to you to get your mind prepared to meet those kind of people. Like I said, I have not seen it happen yet. I'm yet to see it happen. The worst I know I have seen is the battle me and James fought 2 weeks ago, where we met a Pharaoh. His name is Pharaoh. You know, it took him time to confirm, even though he admitted he had received alerts. So that is what I know so far. And MMM also advises you that some of the ways to curb this risk, they tell you donate only spare money. Now spare money varies. For some people, their spare money could be 100 million. For some, their spare money could be 10,000. A lot of our politicians have